Hello, this will be question 3 based on what I've learned from my audience feedback. So, alongside the development of our main task, we also had to personally collect feedback on our progress. One way I've done this is through SurveyMonkey, where I've asked people to say what they think about my website. Well, our website. As one of my responsibilities was picking out the correct fonts to fit the theme of the website, I asked people if they thought that the font that I chose correlates with a website, basically. As a result, I've received some mixed responses. One person thought that the font for Miso's name and the font for the subheadings in the bio were both a bit too hard on the eyes and caused eye strain, suggesting that we should have chosen a simpler font. Obviously, this isn't what I intended for the audiences to feel, and it surprised me a little because I thought that the font was fine. So in the end, I decided to keep this feedback in mind, but at the same time, I received responses that thought that the font fit in excellently with my theme, which urged me to keep it, as I agreed with that response, which may have been a little biased of me, but at the same time, I also compromised by resizing the font to be a little bigger to reduce the potential strain on the eyes some people receive. So I think it worked out fine in the end. The last response in particular stating that the font made the work stand apart from the other artists basically summarizes my reasons for this, as I think it would be too hard to find a different font which would fit a theme and set us apart somewhat at the same time. So I judged that it would be worth keeping in the end. I've also asked people to comment on the layout of the whole website and whether they liked how the color scheme fit the theme of our project. The one response I was really happy about mentioned that the navigation was easy to use, which I consider a fundamental basic for professional pages, as a website that is hard to navigate is ultimately useless in my opinion and will drive away the fan base. At the same time, I was slightly disappointed that nobody noticed the Easter egg in terms of navigation. That is, when you click on the letters of Miso's name on our homepage, it will direct you to other parts of the website, basically. So, because nobody seemed to notice this made me bring up the question of whether we should make this feature more obvious with my group and teacher. However, they both disagreed and said that it should be kept hidden as a reward for fans that carefully scrutinize the website. I guess ultimately I also agreed with this, as if we put text to notify the user that the letters can be clicked, I think like on the main page that would just clutter up the homepage and damage the clean and smooth style that we've maintained so far. So I think, yeah, I guess people don't really need a manual. Generally, people also seem to like on how the color scheme of the background and the color scheme of the text fit together, which is nice, as it proves my color research wasn't completely useless, and I actually found colors which contrast well together, so that's a plus. One other thing is the merchandise section, which somebody found boring and repetitive. We easily fixed this by adding a couple of items with different designs whilst still following the Miso style. I also received feedback with the help of WhatsApp, where I could ask people about their opinions on the Digipeg. What I've generally learned from this is that the neon theme is something that people really like, and it's also true that whilst the front cover of the Digipack is well designed, we could have spent a bit more time thinking about the design of the back and its meaning. So as the orange audio wave that you see at the back of the Digipack, like, it doesn't really fit with anything we've done so far, even though it does refer to Miso's SoundCloud. The benefit of using a select group of people like I did with WhatsApp is that I know who is giving me feedback, which is good as they are teenagers, which means that they fit into the 16 to 25 bracket age category that we've set for our target audiences. So basically, I know that their opinions are relevant to me as opposed to posting it on YouTube and Facebook and getting a lot more feedback, but at the same time getting it from people who are either too young or too old to basically to fit into our target audience, which would naturally affect their feedback.